Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft video every weekday. And today, I have an interesting one for you. I logged into Arena fully intending to do like a Secrets of Strixhaven draft, I guess. But this Midweek Magic caught my eye, so I do like to play free limited whenever there's the opportunity. And I also like trying to break new formats. And those two things are coming together in this week's Midweek Magic in an interesting way. So it is a Secrets of Strixhaven bot draft, right? So basically quick draft style, but you get a Cascade emblem, which says that the first spell you cast each turn has Cascade. I'm guessing this has a short shelf life, but I think it could be really fun to try to figure out what's good in it. My basic take on this format, having never played it before, obviously, is you probably want to curve out just like usual, right? And maybe there's something to be said about designing your mana curve in such a way that you know exactly what you're going to cascade into in certain situations, if you know what I mean. So let's see if it's fun. If it's not fun, we'll finish up the video by drafting Karlov mana or something. Okay, so I think my main strategy is to try to draft a deck that goes really, really fast. Okay, Arcane Omens, I'm guessing, is a big mover down in this format because what's in your hand doesn't matter so much if I can just top deck something and then cascade. This has gotta be a very, very fast format as well, right? So I think Ambitious Augmenter, Disdainful Stroke is probably terrible in the Cascade format because you counter the spell, but then they still get to cascade into something. Vibrant Outburst might be very good as a 2-for-1 and also Environmental Scientist for a similar reason, but I kind of like the idea, what if I take Ambitious? Okay, so 1-drops are not going to be very good in this format, right? Because they don't cascade. Like, every card comes with an extra advantage that the 1-drops are not going to get. So what if I take Ambitious Augmenter and try to make that my only 1-drop? And then the idea of the deck, part of the idea of the deck is whenever I play a 2-drop, I get a free Ambitious Augmenter along with it. It's a little bit awkward because it's not going to get Increment and Cascade doesn't trigger Increment. But that's okay. I think Ambitious Augmenter seems sweet. Let's try to make this our 1-1-drop. That's going to be my game plan anyways. If this were a draft for money, what would I take? Maybe the Environmental... maybe the Ambitious Augmenter. Maybe the Environmental Scientist. Yeah, probably. Okay. Is Improvisation Capstone even good in this game mode? So let's think it through. Everyone's already getting to Cascade so many times before turn 7. I kind of feel like no. Although... You get to exile things from your library until you reveal 2 things, then you do get to cast them, and then you cascade twice off of those casts. I'm gonna go with no, it's probably not very good. I think Tablet of Discovery is probably really strong though. It wouldn't go in the same deck as Ambitious Augmenter, but hold on a second. I do not have to be green in order to play the Ambitious Augmenter. If I draw it, then that's an issue. But I could just put it in my deck and just try to always cascade into it and not draw it. Because the thing is, if I draw it in my opener, then it's stuck in there forever. But if I don't draw it in my opener or in my first draw, then I can play a 2-drop and definitely cascade into it if it's my only 1-drop, right? Oh, this format's awesome. Okay, this is sweet. Let's go Midweek Magic, making me think for the first time in weeks in Secrets of Strixhaven. I love things like this where it flips your card evaluations in a totally different way and you have to think about the same cards from a totally different angle. I think it's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to take Tablet of Discovery. It generates mana. I think it's just really good in a cascading environment, to be honest. Okay, what have we got here? I'm guessing Stone Docent is really good because I think probably 2-drops are just... If I don't have anything to do before turn 3, and your turn 2 is play a 2-drop, cascade into a 1-drop, and you're on the play, and then your turn 3 is play a 3-drop, cascade into a 2-drop, then I'm so lost it's not even funny. I'm guessing board wipes are really good for that reason, but also just 2-drops are going to be really strong. So we already think counters are bad. Expensive cards have got to be bad. It's just so the rate on these is really bad. Think about, so the probability after you play a 5-drop, the chances are you're going to cascade into something that has whatever the average mana value in your deck is, right? So maybe like a 2 or 3 mana spell, right? The marginal gain from investing 5 mana is then 8 mana's worth of stuff. If I play a 3-drop, I can also cascade into a 2-drop the vast majority of the time, probably for most decks, right? So the marginal gain is double the mana investment instead of like less than 1.5 or around 1.5 times the mana investment. So expensive cards are marginally worse when everything has cascade. That's my theory. I'm not the world's leading theorist of this archetype, but that's what I think. Render Speechless has got to be way, way, way worse in this game mode. Again, because like I don't care about what's in your hand. You're going to top deck something and cascade on me. I think Infirmary Healer could be very strong. Actually, it's a 2-drop. I might just want to take that one. I kind of like the idea of not playing green and still having an ambitious augmenter in my deck, but you know, might not be, I'm not married to that position. I guess Vibrant Outburst, I do think Vibrant Outburst could be good. One thing is if you do have a bunch of 2-drops and you really want a bunch of 1-drops, your 2-drops are going to get, that's the thing about 2-drops actually, 2-drops are going to get a lot worse once you've cascaded through your 1-drops. So maybe Rubble Rouser is where it's at. It's going to cascade. What makes Rubble Rouser better? If it cascades into a 2-drop, it also generates mana for you to do more interesting stuff and draws you more gas. I'm gonna go with Rubble Rouser. It's probably better than like Glyph Mage in this situation. Is Stress Dream still amazing? Probably it is. Cascades into whatever you want, kill something. Oh, but Potioner's Trove has got to be the pick, right? It gives me mana, just like with Tablet of Discovery, it gives me mana to cascade, to cast things, and it cascades. It's gonna come with a creature attached. Probably I want to be adding to my board more than I want to be like countering your stuff. And I think 3 is a pretty sweet spot to be at. So I think I'll take the Potioner's Trove over Stress Dreams. Again, cheaper cards are just going to be better in this game mode. I really don't want to put bad 1-drops in my deck every time I cascade. I want to cascade into the Augmenter. By the way, one good thing about Rubble Rouser is if I am going to do this thing where I'm playing an off-color Augmenter, then I really want to have the possibility of discarding it. More cards that let me discard is better. Here, I have a choice between Spectacle Summit and Spirit Mascot. I think I might just take the Spirit Mascot. We definitely want a density of 2-drops to make our 3 mana plays really good. And yeah, it's a 2-drop. So I think that's probably just good in this environment. I wonder if Rapier Wit is a strong card here. It actually might be. Like, I cascade into a 1-drop and draw a card. I guess I want more 1-drops than just the Ambitious Augmenter, don't I? Probably don't want to do that whole deterministic thing. I guess I could go with Transcendent Archaic, given that I have a bunch of stuff that makes mana. The thing is, 7 mana is so slow in this format. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Rapier Wit. It's kind of a good thing to cascade into as well, to be honest. And then I think Expressive Fire Dancer is probably strong. I mean, Sleight of Hand is not something I want to be cascading into. Let's put an Expressive Fire Dancer in our deck. That seems good. Guess I can take Owlin Historian here. That seems perfectly fine. People are correctly, well, the bots are correctly not taking Disdainful Stroke. Terrible card in this format. I wonder if the bots know that it's Cascade. Probably not. I guess Honorbound Page is something. I could take the Stadium Title Mage. I'm kind of ending up in a Lorehold lane. I did also think that Prismari seemed open, and Witherbloom for that matter. But yeah, I think Honorbound Page is good. Oh, Seize the Spoils is probably pretty strong here. I think things that make extra mana, if I'm double spelling, I could be just cascading into a billion 2-drops every turn. I really don't want Procrastinate. Horrible card to cascade into. Glorious Decay is actually not a bad thing to cascade into either, but I don't want more than one of these off-color plays. Okay, and then Spellbook Seeker and Alma Alley. That's perfectly fine. Erode. How do I feel about cascading into Erode instead of Ambitious Augmenter? It's a pretty awkward one. I think you want your removal to be a little bit more expensive. Like, Artistic Process seems like a pretty good card in this game mode. Is it better than Eager Glyph Mage? I mean, I do have like Seize the Spoils and Tablet of Discovery. I think Artistic Process is not much worse than Erode here, actually. I think it's actually better than Erode in my game plan. I'm leaning towards having just one 1-drop. I think this is kind of a sweet plan. I got like one of the best 1-drops in the set, and I think I'm just going to keep it like that, because 1-drops don't cascade. You really don't want to spend too much effort on them. Having said that, there is the flip side of that if all of your 2-drops cascade into 1-drops, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So I don't know. If I see like a bunch of Elite Interceptors now, I'll definitely rethink this. But yeah, let's go with the Artistic Process. And we're just trying to make a not very synergistic Lorehold deck. That's the plan. Brain Freeze. For each spell cast before it. Okay, hold on. I just need to do a quick rules check on Cascade. Okay, just wanted to double check that it is indeed a spell that you're casting. Okay, I cannot not do that sweetness. So I could cascade into Brain Freeze and then Brain Freeze the opponent out. This has got to be the new game plan. This is too awesome. Let's see if we can't Brain Freeze some people today. Okay, probably I'll just take Stone Docent. So I have a Potioner's Trove. Am I going to have other ways of casting Brain Freeze? Maybe I can get a few more Potioner's Troves. I mean, Goblin Glassride is not really where it's at, in my opinion. the 1 mana spell here. Oh, that's interesting. So prepared spells are kind of nice in this game mode because it gives you another thing that you can cascade with. Let's just get the Stone Docent. One good thing about Surveil is you can like put things on the top of your library that you would like to cascade into. I guess I'll just take an Expressive Fire Dancer. That's perfectly fine. I really want to have a lot of 2-drops. Here, I can take a Rebel Rouser. Very happy with that. Another way to throw away an Ambitious Augmenter that is not really what I'm looking for. Probably Primary Research is really bad. This kind of like, it's too slow to be good card advantage in normal Secrets of Strixhaven. In this game mode, I have to imagine it's terrible. Hop to it is probably about the same. I guess you could cascade into like a Lorehold Charm with Hop to it. No, that's not even good. You don't want to buff your team on the turn it comes in. I'll take another Rapier Wit. I'm betting this card is not so bad. The only issue is after I've already cascaded into my Ambitious Augmenter, I really don't want to be holding on to a Rapier Wit. Oh, is Ancestral Anger actually good? It's just kind of like a free card off of the Cascade. It's not like my whole game plan hinges on hitting Ambitious Augmenter, and this is going to be totally sweet with Brain Freeze. So actually, I think I like the idea of Ancestral Anger. Probably better for me than having another Shattered or having another random 2-drop. So yeah, I actually like the idea of Ancestral Anger. So I won't always cascade into my Ambitious Augmenter, but I often will. Here, I guess I'll take Zealous Lorecaster. I don't think that's what this game mode is going to be about. I don't think Page Loose Leaf is very good for me either. Rapturous Moment seems like way worse even than usual. I guess I'll take the Lorecaster. I'm not too enthusiastic about that. I want to have a really low curve. I might take Mage Tower Referee, but I'm worried about polluting my 2-drop slot with just bad cards. So I guess I'll take the Tackle Artist. I guess a good thing about that little mage dude, Mage Tower Referee, is that you do cast more cards. Like it's easier to cast gold cards than it is in normal draft. Let's just take the Tackle Artist. I think Tackle Artist is probably pretty sweet in this game mode. You know, Harsh Annotation, I've said so many harsh things about the Harsh Annotation. I feel like it's probably pretty good here. Yeah, there's no role for my gut. I mean, not pretty good, but like, I wouldn't hate having the option of cascading into removal sometimes. I guess I'll take Daydream just to send a clear signal, take the Plains, send a clear signal, and thank you for the Follow the Lumerats. Okay, Color Storm Stallion. How often can I cascade into that guy? So I have one way of generating blue mana right now. I am definitely in the market for some more, if at all possible. I'm not going to have a lot of ways to cascade into it. Do I just take Elite Interceptor? I think Elite Interceptor is even more elite here than it usually is. Having said that, well, I guess I do have Seize the Spoils. I'm not going to cascade into a 3-drop that often because the vast majority of cards in my deck are going to cost more than 3. So if I take the Colorstorm Stallion, I'm going to have to support it with blue mana. But it's kind of awesome if you can support it with blue mana. I think I'll take it over the Elite Interceptor. I don't know what I would do if there were money on the line, but who is drafting Cascade Draft with money on the line? I ask you, not where I would want to play high stakes Magic cards. Tone Blast could be good. Kind of feel like maybe I just take a Fields of Strife. I could put in an Island, Seize the Spoils, Colorstorm Stallion, and Brain Freeze in the worst case, because Brain Freeze, my plan is really to cascade into that one. The only thing about that is you can't really time it out. So I don't know how that's going to go, but hey, I have to try, right? I have to try. Probably I take Pursue the Past here. I think this card's still just going to be really good, and it will help me throw away my blue cards that I have in my deck for no reason that are going to get stuck in my hand all the time. Johnny's Response would also be totally sweet, but I think I'll take... I mean, yeah, maybe the pick was a Johnny's Response. I actually think Bulk Up could be pretty awesome, because you get to cast it for free a lot of the time, and then it's going to sit in your graveyard where you can cast it again. So it's like a 2-for-1. Oh, Spectacle Summit, Stock Up, Saner. Is Stock Up actually good in this game mode? Probably, because it gives you way more things to cast. Do you think I can wheel this Spectacle Summit? No way, right? That's too greedy. I don't think I can take the Stock Up. Let's just get our mana in order. I mean, Stock Up's probably good in this game mode, but I don't think it's as good. I'm guessing. Monstrous Rage. I kind of like this idea. I wish there were another Ancestral Anger in here. Probably, I'm going to end up cutting like Rapier Wit. Could be Bulk Up. Maybe it's like Owlin Historian or something like that. I think Monstrous Rage is pretty bad because it will, like, often you'll just play a Stone Docent on turn 1. The reason I don't, or on turn 2, that'd be kind of nice to play it on turn 1. On turn 2, you'll play a Stone Docent. The reason I don't mind having Ancestral Anger in here is I can target it with Ancestral Anger and I get to draw a card. That's just Cascade draw a card. Like, that's pretty awesome. and it puts Ancestral Anger in my graveyard. If I get another Ancestral Anger, then the next one's going to get better, right? So I don't mind that at all. Either one of these, I'm going to be very happy to cascade into on turn 2. Monstrous Rage is not really like that. I mean, I guess it's a free extra +1/+1 and trample onto my 2/2. Is that good? Maybe. But would I rather just always hit Ancestral Anger? You know what? I think that's actually probably good, because it will be for free a lot of the time. I think that's actually probably good. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Not taking Interjection or Diary of Dreams. Those both seem really bad. I'll take a Rehearsed Debater, cut the Honor Bound page, just get one step faster. Yes, another Ancestral Anger. Let's cut Artistic Process. I think Ancestral Anger is so good in this game mode. We'll see if I'm right about that, but that's definitely my operating theory. I'll probably cut Rapier Weight. Yes, the bots do not understand the glory of... Look, Ancestral Anger, I'm just going to get like Stone Docent, draw a card. Isn't that awesome? Yes, I probably would rather have a Elite Interceptor most of the time. But hey, okay, I probably don't need Seize the Spoils at this point. Do I? Maybe that's just a good move. Okay, maybe Bulk Up is not so good. Getting Bulk Up in your graveyard is probably worse than just like cascading into a 2/2. So let's take Seize the Spoils, let's cut Rapier Wit, and let's play probably Owlin Historian or something like that. I guess Rapier Wit is good to cascade into, so maybe I just have one of it. That kind of makes sense. Pursue the Past is going to be sweet to cascade into, by the way. All right, and then I'll take a Spirit Call Enthusiast. We're going to play one island, Seize the Spoils, Potioner's Trove, and Spectacle Summit. Do I even play an island? Maybe not, because I can just cascade into my blue stuff. Let's not play an island. I have double Rubble Rouser, so I technically have 2 forests. Where are you getting that from? No. You misunderstand, Arena. We are not trying to cast that Ambitious Augmenter with mana. Who do you take us for? That Ambitious Augmenter is going to be free every single time, and if it's not, we'll throw it away with the Rubble Rouser, and that's our plan some of the time with Brain Freeze and Color Storm Stallion and Pursue the Past. All right, folks, this is looking awesome. This is the kind of a deck that I want when we're playing Cascade Draft. Let's see how it goes. If you share my enthusiasm for draft of all kinds, make sure you're subscribed to my channel on YouTube. Most of the time, I'm playing, you know, higher octane kind of competitive stuff. But I, you know what? I'm a sucker for limited. If there's free limited, I'm in. I don't care what emblem anybody gets. All right, let's see if we can get an Ambitious Augmenter off of this one. I don't care what emblem you get. Monstrous Rage. Oh, I didn't think that through. You know what? Ancestral Anger is not good on 2. It's good on 3. Okay. Right, because only if they have a creature out already am I going to get to draw a card. Okay, fair enough. Fair point. Fair point. So Monstrous Rage was a pretty bad one. So I should take out the Monstrous Rage. Do I want to cast Brain Freeze? Sure, let's do it. I'll Brain Freeze you. Not when I was hoping to hit Brain Freeze, but hey, it does trigger my Expressive Fire Dancer's Opus. That's kind of cool. I guess maybe I should have milled myself, because it's not like I'm going to mill them out. So I'm kind of just giving them virtual card advantage here. In fact, I saved them 5 turns of drawing lands. All right, and then I will Ancestral Anger on the Fire Dancer, draw a card. Also not really how I was hoping to use that one. And then in for 5. Well, hey, our aggro plan is kind of coming online here. Yeah, didn't think through the Monstrous Rage thing. Like, Ancestral Anger makes sense, because against an opponent who has a creature out, I get to draw a card and it doesn't really matter because I'm just buffing their creature. But the Monstrous Rage does not make sense. I'll be taking that out after this game. Kind of feel like my plans are not coming to fruition here. I feel like being on the draw is pretty bad in this format. All right, let's attempt. Do I want to rouse some Rubble and see if I can draw a 2-drop, or do I just want to go... I would love to do the most mana efficient thing possible. I think probably I just have to go tackle Artist Cascade into Ambitious Augmenter. That's not really what I want to hit with the tackle Artist Cascade, but okay. No attacks. My opponent's going to keep their hand full, but I'm guessing that doesn't matter as much in this game mode. I don't know, maybe building an aggro deck wasn't the greatest idea. Germination Practicum Cascade. Yeah, I think this game has slipped out of my fingers here. I'm not sure I'm gonna beat them. Okay, maybe the opponent had a better idea than I did of just playing like... Well, hold on. now every turn you get to cascade off of this card. Yeah, maybe I should have just built like a bigger deck out of the cards that I had access to. Maybe the idea of just going really big is correct. I don't know. I kind of thought that I would be a little faster than I seem to be, I guess. All right, Ancestral Anger, put it on the Fire Dancer, I suppose. Get an extra +2, draw a card, play a land. I could gain 2 here. I feel like I might just be dead next turn. It's looking pretty risky with the Germination Practicum out. I think I was right not to take the one that I had access to, the 7-mana red capstone. Oh, what a bad draw. Maybe the Fire Dancers are really bad. Maybe I should be playing Artistic Process. Probably I should be playing Artistic Process. All right. They're down to 12 cards. Oh, they get to play a knockout maneuver on me. So yeah, every turn the Germination Practicum lets them cascade again. No, they have 13 cards because they get to put those back. Yeah. Doesn't look like my game, does it? Fractal Mascot. I don't know, am I wrong to just be playing so many small creatures? Maybe this is a game mode. Yeah, I'm dead on board. Maybe this is a game mode where you really want to build a big deck. Okay, back to the drawing board. I mean, there's only so much that we can do. I think you just have to live with whatever deck you drafted in this format. I don't think I'm allowed to re-roll. Okay, what do we want to change? I think the Brain Freeze was pretty sweet. If I'd been able to cascade into that later on in the game, I would have felt a lot better. Clearly, Monstrous Rage was a mistake. I don't know. I guess I'll play the Artistic Process. I kind of thought that this would be a faster game. Maybe Potioner's Trove is really bad. That could have been part of the issue. They had a pretty slow start, so I was feeling kind of optimistic about that because I thought this would be a fast game mode. Maybe it's more like whoever has higher impact cards on average is super favored. This just looks like a terrible hand now that we've seen what we've seen. Seems like you want to be playing a creature every single turn, right? I guess I'll have 2 creatures, though, by the time I play, like, the Tablet of Discovery. Maybe Tablet's really bad in my deck. Maybe I should just be playing, like, Rapier Wit instead of that. Ugh. Okay. All right. So if they play a creature, then my Ancestral Anger will draw me a card. Yeah, this seems better than whatever I'm doing. Cascade into Barrag Banemaker. Get a land to make bigger cascades next time. I feel like being an aggro deck is really, really hard in this format. All right. Play Stone Docent, cascade into something. Yeah, I don't know. Probably the Ancestral Angers are just not good. Like, Cascade draw card is probably worse than cascade into a creature. Makes sense. Like, now they have board presence and I just have things stuck in my hand. Okay. So the Ancestral Angers are probably a bad idea. Maybe you just want, like, the most normal curve ever. If they Foolish Fate me cascade into a 2/2, I think I'm lost. Do you really want to be green in this game mode? Is green just, like, amazing? Okay, they can push for damage. I think that's fine, and the fact that them having a combat trick is perfectly fine by me means that I misbuilt my deck, I think. Okay. Can play a land, play a Rubble Rouser, pitch a land, cascade into a 2-drop, hopefully. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I'll pitch a Mountain. Yeah, my mana were, like, pretty awkward that turn, weren't they? I'm just scared of what happens when they get, like, really big. Access to really big stuff in green. Because I deliberately built my deck very low to the ground, thinking it would be a fast format, and that just seems to have been a really bad mistake. Masterful Flourish is fine, making me sacrifice a non-token creature. I'll pitch a Spirit Mascot. I can block the Bogwater Lumaret. Alright, I'll take it. No problem here. Okay, that was not the scariest turn I've ever seen. I'll play a Plains into Tablet. Then we'll pursue the past into something. Oh, we actually can go Potioner's Trove if we want to. Right, because we have access to Rubble Rouser mana. Is that better than Pursue the Past? Mill a card and I can play that card this turn. Oh, I probably was supposed to not play my land first. I played the land first so that I could pursue the past later, but that was a mistake. Okay, let's go. So I can it's so awkward. I can play a Potioner's Trove or I can play a Pursue the Past, which would cascade me into an Ancestral Anger, draw a card. I think let's play Expressive Fire Dancer. Play Expressive Fire Dancer, cascade into Ancestral Anger on the Rubble Rouser, in for 3 damage, draw a card. That's not so impressive. Let's just play Potioner's Trove. Do not exile the Ancestral Anger from the graveyard. That would be a bit of a mistake. Cascade into something. Oh, what just happened? I'm sorry. The first spell I cast every turn gets Cascade. All right, and then let's try to get something good on top. So that was not going to Cascade. Kind of want to Cascade into Ancestral Angers, not cast them, right? So let's just put that in the graveyard. So you want to play your biggest spell first in the turn is the strategy. Not another Germination Practicum, please. Root Manipulation, that's probably fine because it doesn't build their board presence. Oh, they can destroy target artifact, that's funny. Yeah, Root Manipulation is fine by me. I guess it's kind of annoying. Oh, they left my Potioner's Trove alive? So I still get to make blue mana, and I get to gain life to make up for this attack. Yeah, I think they should have, Glorious Decayed my Potioner's Trove. So I will Pursue the Past here. Cascade. Right? Cascade into Ancestral Anger. Kind of annoying that I keep drawing these Ancestral Angers. Oh no, that was my last Ancestral Anger. Oh, what a funny world we live in, don't you think? So I probably save the Ancestral Anger and everything, and my plan is just to deck them out. I think that's probably right. So I'll cast another Pursue, probably. Actually, no. Let's play Expressive Fire Dancer here. Let's gain 2. Let's attack with Ambitious Augmenter. My plan is now to just deck them out next turn. So basically I can go... Next turn I can go... I actually can't quite deck them out, but basically Pursue into whatever I Cascade into Ancestral Anger, into Brain Freeze. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decking them 15. It's not quite good enough. No, are you kidding me? They just cascaded into Pick Your Poison. And I was too busy calculating lines to even realize. Wow, they're just running all the artifact hate. They foresaw my tablet strategy, which also is a bad strategy. Okay, so let's go for Seize the Spoils. I will discard a mountain. I'm going for Seize the Spoils because I want to get a bunch of cast triggers in here. I guess I'll tap the Bogwater Lumerette. Oh, that was probably wrong because now they can block with the Death Toucher. But that's okay, I think. No. Are you kidding me? Color Storm Stallion. Well, now I do get a treasure. So now I think I'm going to Pursue the Past, probably. And I'm going to tap my Rubble Rouser to do that. Tap. 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 Let's Pursue. And I'll pitch a Rubble Rouser for that. Actually, probably just pitch Color Storm Stallion, because I'm not going to get another blue at this rate. And then I might as well offer a trade with the Banemaker. Not how I should have done this. Obviously, I should have tapped down the Banemaker instead of the Lumerette, but I was kind of hoping they would do that, and then I would still get a 3/3 out of the deal. Vicious Rivalry, destroying my treasure token. Wow. Everything this person does is artifact hate. That's brutal. And they cascaded into a non-creature off of their board wipe, which is pretty amazing. They seem to have a very low creature count, don't they? Dang. I mean, my blue splash is looking horrible, but I think it's only because they destroyed all of my ways of making blue mana. Into Pull from the Grave off of your Vicious Rivalry? Wow, good beats. Good beats. Okay. I guess I'll play... Do I just go for a mill here so I can go... Stone Docent is not going to cascade into anything, so I have to go for this one. There goes my blue land, straight to the bottom. Oh, I can't. I literally cannot play Brain Freeze. I somehow forgot. I was willfully ignorant to the devastation that they brought on me. Yeah, and like my blue land is on the very bottom now. I guess I'll go for Rubble Rouser, not discarding anything. Nah, I think I probably want to play the Stone Docent, actually. I just want damage on the field. This is brutal. I mean, that Vicious Rivalry was so good, but really them just destroying every single... Oh, I don't get to see their deck? Come on. Okay, here we go. Them destroying every single blue source that I had was a little bit more brutal. Okay, so Withering Curse. Wow, we're running Withering Curse. This is a total hoser against me. Okay, I need to play around Mind Roots as well. Stargaze, Knockout Maneuver. So Stargaze is like a really bad card for them to cascade into, right? Okay. I guess I just attack with the team. I guess I can give this thing +1/+1 so they have to block it. I don't have any Cascade. I mean, they don't have to block anything here. There's no cascading for me to do. All right, in with the team. I'll offer a trade. They can block my Fire Dancer with their Banemaker. Oh, they can make it a 5/5? I thought they could only make it a 4/4. I'm misplaying everything this game. That's so funny. Okay, good for them. Good for them. All right, play this guy. Kind of do want to keep drawing. I would love to hit that blue source. I guess I should have exiled the Stone Docent first, shouldn't I? Put that in the bin. Let's play a land. Yeah, I mean, I misplayed in a lot of different ways here on this Banemaker, right? Send in the Pests with Cascade. Locust Spray is fine. You may give target creature -1/-1. So I was holding, I mean, I didn't have enough to hold for Mind Roots, but I was holding a land for just such an occasion. And then whatever they cast here does not get Cascade. Another land. Yeah, I think Brain Freeze is not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to straight up deck out first. Okay. They also decided not to attack me. I guess they still feel like... I'm the beatdown, but I'm just going to deck out first. Maybe they just think they don't need to do anything because I'm going to lose on decking. Okay, so they flick into Knockout Maneuver so they can kill any of my stuff. So they're doing Stargaze for X = 4. So there is some hope that I could Brain Freeze them. I need to get my tap land under me. Probably try to Brain Freeze them on their turn after they cast some spells would be the strategy. Dang, I wish I hadn't destroyed all of my blue sources. Their Artifact Hate was so good here. I would not recommend playing Pick Your Poison and Glorious Decay main deck, but you know what? In this situation, good call by the opponent. It worked out well for them. You can't really argue with results. Because I would have decked them out by now, like a long time ago, if I could have cast Brain Freeze, right? If I had access to any blue mana. Royal Treatment on that guy. Now they might just never cast another spell, and they're going to kill me before I have time to deck them out. Like, they could just pump their Banemaker every turn. Oh, that's kind of a good one. 2 damage to each creature I don't control. Don't mind if I do. That's kind of a good one. Forgot that that guy was in there. Cascade into Tackle Artist. Yeah, play the Tackle Artist. And I think my blue land should be on top now, or at least close to the top. Now, they could have Mind Roots. I guess the only discard that we saw from them was Mind Roots. I don't think I saw a second Send in the Pests. Kind of a high stakes, I don't think, but pretty sure that's true. I also don't think that I saw any decking from them. Okay, so they do have the Mind Roots. Well, you know what? There was no playing around it here, so good on them. Now if they have a single removal spell, I lose. Oh, their artifact destruction just cost me the entire game, and my Spectacle Summit being so close to the bottom. All right. Well, can you deal with the last Tackle Artist? Well, actually, I just lose on board, right? Because I'm going to draw my last card, even if get out of block. So yeah, no, their artifact destruction, getting rid of my treasure token, lost me the game. Because I would definitely have fired off the brain freeze. So vicious rivalry on the treasure token. What a way to go. Dang, 0-2. So I guess the learning here is don't draft aggro in this format. Aggro seems really bad. Feels like I don't pull ahead ever. And then when I am ahead, the other person just plays a bigger spell and immediately pulls even further ahead. So I'm going to cut Potioner's Trove, cut Colorstorm Stallion, cut the Brain Freeze, play double Rapier Wit. Let's see if that's better. It kind of seemed like the blue splash was horrible for me. I mean, it actually would have been winning if the person hadn't been main decking multiple copies of artifact removal. But what can you do? Okay, this is going to have to be a mulligan. No way is that a keeper. This is also a horrible hand. Wow. I'm getting destroyed here in Midweek Magic's Cascade Draft. This is a tough game mode. This is harder than the Limited Championship Qualifier Draft. Owlin Historian. I have one of those. Into Hydro Channeler. Dang. I'm getting accelerated on here. All right. Drawing an Ancestral Anger. Yeah, these Ancestral Ingots have been terrible. All right, I'll play Rebel Rouser. Cascade into a Stone Docent. Pitch the Ancestral Anger to draw a card. The Rebel Rousers have been nice. Drawing into Spirit Mascot. All right, blue source. Owlin Historian. Into Procrastinate. I don't think you should play this card. It's so bad to cascade into. But then again, I also don't think that you should play Pick Your Poison and Abrupt Decay or whatever. Main deck. But that was so good in the meta, so I'm probably wrong about this too. Okay, so do I go Owlin Historian into Spirit Mascot because I don't really care about this Cascade, and then I really want to Cascade with the Tackle Artist? Because I could also just play the Tackle Artist and not play anything else. I kind of want to go Owlin Historian. Drawing Ambitious Augmenter. Oh, man. My little plan was just too cute, wasn't it? So I'd really like to hit a Rebel Rouser soon and get rid of this Ambitious Augmenter. Yeah, I'll play a Rapier Wit and draw a card. So let's tap down the Hydro Channeler. Stun it down and draw a card. Sounds kind of good. I guess I'd rather have board presence. You get to Cascade because it's during my turn. Aha. Into another Procrastinate. It's so funny. All right, well, they technically got more than 0 value here, so maybe I'm the one who is wrong. They actually got some value out of that. All right, comes down. And then I will definitely put Pursue the Past in my bin for value. Go ahead and play this guy. No attacks to be made. Take the Rapier Wit out of the graveyard. Yeah, instants are really good. That's a really good point. I didn't think about this emblem carefully enough. You should build like Jeskai spells, because if you can play on your opponent's turn, you're getting double the Cascade. I wish I could go back and redo the draft, having thought about that. This person saw something nice that I did not see. Deduce has got to be really good in this format. Wow. Yeah, and Prepared Creatures. No, this person knows what's up. I think this is going to be another loss. Yeah, no, don't draft aggro. That's what I learned. I thought it's going to be a really fast format, so just drafting a really low to the ground curve would be a good idea. But just having, and because of this whole thing about marginal mana cost, like getting a 2-drop off a 3-drop is so much better than getting a 2-drop off a 5-drop. But I guess forget about theory, like something about that reasoning was clearly wrong. All right, go ahead and block here. Fractalize. Okay. Sure, I mean, their idea, which makes a lot of sense, is just play a lot of instants. Tackle Artist, cascade into the worst possible thing to cascade into. Buff the Stone Docent. Play a land, combat. I guess Tackle Artist is really bad in this game mode. I guess the bots saw that and I didn't. Because you're never paying mana for your spells, basically. Okay, feel good about that concession. I'm glad I got them to make that trade. Oh, you know what? I guess I tapped wrong because it would have been nice to exile the Stone Docent and buff my Spirit Mascot here. I'm also misplaying a lot. That's not helping. Now I really wonder why they played Expressive Fire Dancer and cascaded off of that rather than cascading off of Vibrant Idea. Kind of seems like they specifically wanted this dig site inventory. Yeah, I think we're just lost to the Flyers. Let's go to my alt account, Astrophobe 2, and let's try to draft again with the knowledge that we've gained, shall we? You guys, I just got destroyed at Midweek Magic's Cascade Draft. It's not even funny. That was one of the worst 0-3s I've had in a good long while. I'll tell you that much. So we're coming right back at it. I think I've learned a few things. Aggro does not seem good. I think ramp is actually where it's at. That person who had like a green-based ramp deck really impressed me. Simic ramp, that seemed awesome. Okay. Cards like Tackle Artist, Expressive Fire Dancer, where like Opus is really, really bad. I was thinking this is a good card because of aggro and because you're going to be playing more spells. So it will get the +1/+1 trigger. But it turns out in this format, that's just small ball. That's not where you want to be. So I think I'm going to go with a card like Stock Up. I think gas really matters here. I think probably Berta is actually really good too, but Stock Up could go in a Prismari direction. And one reason I'm favoring that is that it does seem that instants are really, really good in this game mode. And by the way, don't get on my case for drafting on my alt account here. I don't do it in ranked Magic, but I am like a bottom 5% gamer at Cascade Draft. So I need to practice if I'm going to get good. Okay, so I'm going to take this Stock Up. I still think Render Speechless has got to be horrible. So I would think it's probably between Berta and Stock Up. Is Witherbloom potentially good? I don't think so. I think 8 mana is still too much. But it does seem like a high curve is actually pretty good in this format. Proctor's Gaze could be interesting. I still think counters are going to be really bad. But Proctor's Gaze, you know, it ramps you. It seems like doing big stuff is really good. Sundering Archaic could be good. But I think the thing about Proctor's Gaze is it gives them another cast, right? It gives them another opportunity to cast. However, it is an instant. And I really want instants. I think specifically I want cheap instants, but I think any instant is good. For example, think about how Proctor's Gaze works. They attack you, and you, after they've declared attacks, Proctor's Gaze one of their creatures, bouncing it, and you get to cascade off of that, cascade into a creature, and block their creature. So Proctor's Gaze actually seems sweet. I'll definitely take Studious first here. Prepared creatures are really good in this game mode because they come with a whole other spell attached to them that you can use to cascade again. And also, I think ramp is going to be really good, which is another reason that I like the Proctor's Gaze. I'm betting Strixhaven Skycoach is good. It finds a land to crew it with. I think that person was really clever to be playing Fractalize, this whole instant idea. And Seshal Inger, what a bad idea by me. You'd rather just have a 1/1. I thought I was like being so smart with that. No, that was a terrible idea. Okay, I'm going to go for Strixhaven Skycoach. I think hitting your lands is just such a good thing to do in this format. Okay, but now we have a bit of a pickle. I think Saner is going to be really good, partly because I think being Teamer is like extremely fine, especially since I already have 3 ways of fetching lands. I could be full on 3 colors. And you get to play a lot, like you can be a little bit looser with your mana because you get to play a lot of different cards off of cascading. Having said that, I definitely went overboard. That idea of playing 1 card that is completely off color because you'll cascade into it most of the time seems to have been a little bit too cute. I don't think that was my best idea I've ever had. But okay, I'll take a Paradox Gardens, and then I will take maybe a Hydro Channeler. Actually, that seemed pretty good when someone cascaded into it against me. Seems like a pretty good 2-drop. Because again, it's a ramp. Okay, Spectacle Summit. Awesome. Setting up my Teamer ways. And then I could take, again, I think Expressive Fire Dancer is pretty bad, but Growth Curve is unplayable. Render Speechless is probably unplayable in this game mode. I don't know. Is Efflorescence actually fine because it's an instant? It actually could be fine as an instant, right? I actually think you could play that. Spell Pierce is going to be unplayable, but I could play a Tenured Concoctor. I think that's probably fine. Tenured Concoctor cascading into Proctor's Gaze could be good. Get myself another ramp card. That could be very nice. I think I'd prefer the Shopkeeper's Bane. The thing about Fractalize is, let's see. So you can play it on their turn and cascade. You have to save up a lot of mana to do that. I do think I want a good creature density. So is Glorious Decay actually good because you can draw a card and cascade into a Studious First here? Hey, that person might have really been onto something. Hungry Graphalon's awesome. Oh yeah, Matter Bending Mage. Bounce your creature and cascade. I mean, Paradox Surveyor is awesome, but I think Matter Bending Mage has to be super awesome in this format, right? Is it just green ramp is the best? Quandric Charm I don't think is good. Like, I don't think a Quench effect is going to be good here. I think I'll take Mindful Biomancer. Terrafractal seems terrible. Could go for, like, Feed the Swarm. Actually, Quick Study is pretty sweet, isn't it? Quick Study, cascade into a Saner. Yeah, I think I want, like, I don't know, 10 instants or something. The thing is, you don't want so many instants that you're only playing during their turn, but you want enough instants that you can consistently double spell by playing something small on your turn and something small on their turn. So cheap instance is really where it's at. I'll take a stock up here. I think Thornfist Striker would be really good as well. But I mean, stock up in any format, stock up is just stock up, right? Fractal Mascot struck me as maybe a little bit too much. Like 6 mana, and then you're going to cascade into a 2/2. I don't think that's so good. I think I'd probably rather have Canvas Composer. Again, I think prepared creatures are just going to be pretty good in this format. So Stress Dream. I was thinking earlier, like, is Stress Dream good? The answer has got to be emphatically yes. Stress Dream is just good. As much as I want the Thornfist Striker, yeah, this is like an instant. I get a whole extra cascade off of this. Here, I guess I'll take Page, honestly. I think that's probably pretty good for my deck. The ability to play a Page, cascade into a Page, it all seems pretty good. Brush Off is terrible. I think I'll take another Tenured Concoctor. I think I don't want anything that costs more than 5, even in my ramp deck. I do not think Pick Your Poison is actually where it's at, as devastating as it was against me. Let's see, Shopkeeper's Bane over Quick Study. Maybe I just take the Quick Study. Again, I really like the idea of cascading on their turn, and then I can be always cascading into Hydro Channeler and then playing more instants. Kind of sounds awesome. Take a Mindful Biomancer. Did I learn something about this format, or did I learn all the wrong lessons? Only time will tell. Surveil is horrible. Muse's Encouragement is so much worse in this mode than it is usually. I think I'll take the Graphalon over a Fractalize. That Fractalize was not so impressive when they did it to me. The thing is, you need to commit a bunch of mana for the Cascade to be any good. Lumerets could be... I don't really want to be cascading into Lumerets, but also the Tabulator is really bad because, again, Cascade is bad. Chase Inspiration doesn't cascade, so it doesn't count as like a good instant in this context. But I think I'm liking my deck. I probably will not play the Stadium Title Mage. Ooh, Sloth, Shared Roots. I think Potioner's Trove is really bad. I think you always want to be adding to the board. There's also a Practiced Offense. Do I just splash for Practiced Offense? I already have triple Hydro Channeler and Saner. I could literally not even play a Plains and play this Practiced Offense. Is that good? Or do I just want Pestbrood Sloth? How good is Practiced Offense in this game mode? Okay, I just went deep into the tank for about a minute. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Practiced Offense is really good in this format. So here's a heads up play you can do with Practiced Offense. You could actually cast it targeting yourself when you don't have any creatures. And then, I guess you target your opponent's creature or something to gain double strike, and then cascade into a creature. The creature resolves before Practiced Offense, and you get a counter on it. That's if you want to play a 3 mana, give a counter to a creature. It's going to be a little wonky, but I think it's good. I think it's good. I really want the Pestbrood Sloth, but I think this is just good. Here, I mean, as much as I want Embrace the Paradox, oh, Armageddon in this game mode. Can I resist Armageddoning? It kind of sounds awesome because I get to cascade off of my Armageddon. Yeah, I'm in. This went totally off the rails, but honestly, I'm in. I think I'll take a Terramorphic Expanse to support my now extremely... Actually, Burst Lightning is so good to cascade into. Let's take Burst Lightning. Maybe I'm cutting a Quick Study. Maybe I'm cutting the Graphalons and the Canvas Composer, and I'm trying to spend all of my mana on maybe just some like tenured concoctor kind of stuff. No, because I want my concoctors to cascade into graphalons. Probably not going to play the Biomancer. It would be nice if every single card that I can cascade into at 2 ramps me. Maybe take another quick study, or actually probably Spectacle Summit is good, so that I just don't have to think about my mana that much. I'm going to need to play at least 1 Plains at this point. So yeah, I'll take the land over like a random tenured concoctor. Divergent Equation has got to be good, right? It gets you a big cascade. Having said that, is Noxious and Newt just good here? Given all of my mana requirements, is Divergent Equation too slow? There's also Fields of Strife, but it doesn't touch my main colors. Okay, I'll take the Divergent Equation, I think. I think that card's probably good. Maybe I'm not playing Practiced Offense, to be quite honest. Essence Scatter is terrible here. I don't know, I guess Visionary Stance could be powerful. Can probably take a Shopkeeper's Bane. Play it over something. Maybe play it over Page. I'm not sure I'm gonna end up playing this Page. I don't know. This lets you draw a card. I guess that's something. Most of the time I want to be developing my board, though. That's something that I definitely learned. Shared Roots is kind of good as well, I think. Oh yeah, I don't really want to play Efflorescence. That's a good catch. So I'll play Embrace the Paradox. Maybe I'm actually cutting, yeah, probably cut 1 tenured concoctor, honestly. What's the main way that I win? Actually, that is a good question. How does this deck even win? So probably, maybe I go like 1 Graphalon, 2 concoctors, something like that. I mean, probably I'm not supposed to play Armageddon. Am I playing Stress Streams? This probably is good, and then I'll play Quick Study. I actually wouldn't hate playing Banishing Betrayal, but it does give my opponent 1 more cast on whatever I'm bouncing, and it only cascades into Studious First Year. I do wish that I got another Studious First Year. That's a big hole in my deck. So I kind of actually want to play like 1 more tenured concoctor. Maybe I play that instead of Hungry Graphalon. What if... yeah, I think the Graphalon's just not good. So I'll play 1 Plains, 1 Mountain. So this gives me 7, only 8 green sources, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources. Kind of want 8 green. Do I need a red basic or a white basic? Armageddon, I could probably cast it. Yeah, maybe let's go like this. No, I think I do want the Plains. I think I do want the Plains. Something like that. It's going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm a little uncomfortable with only 8 green sources, but I guess technically there's like Hydro Channeler to play Shared Roots or to play Proctor's Gaze and Strixhaven Skycoach. So actually, and Stock Up. Okay, yeah, I have ways of casting my stuff. Okay, let's see if I learned anything. Am I any better at Cascade Draft after 0-3ing my first ever Cascade Draft? All right, folks, highest stakes Magic I've ever played. Oof. Oh no, this is not good. Is Stock Up even good in this format? I am honestly not sure. I'm honestly not sure. Let's probably put back the Armageddon here. I don't know. I could go grab my Plains, get ahead on board, and then Armageddon. That sounds kind of cool. After Matter Bending Maging. So on 1, I play First Year. On 2, I fetch a Plains. So actually, maybe I just play the Tenured Concoctor and then Armageddon. Nah, I think that's greedy. I think that's too slow. I'll do it like this. Unfortunately, Rampant Growth does not cascade into anything. I really wish that I had gotten another 1-drop. So I literally just showed them my entire deck. They can just go click through my whole deck if they want to. It's really funny. Oh my goodness, I'm playing against the same exact deck that I built. This was my exact idea. This was my exact idea for what to do in this format. My opponent and I think alike. Yeah, I wish I gotten another 1-drop. Another Studious First Year would have been awesome. Oh, Divergent Equation is so bad in my deck. I actually straight up forgot about that. Well, I declined to cast that. No, I should have cast it because it goes back into my deck. That was a huge mistake. Okay, that was a big mistake. Can Armageddon possibly be good? I think so, right? I think so. The thing is, though, they're on the play, so they're gonna get a board presence before I do. This is a tough game mode. Oh, I'm just going down in flames. Okay, what do they cascade into is the question. Burst Lightning. All right. So I think I'm going to Matter Bending Mage. Bounce their Fire Dancer. They're playing a lot of non-creatures. A lot of people are playing a lot of non-creatures in this game mode. I would be inclined to play very creature-based decks, but I also apparently suck at this. So take what I say with a grain of salt. All right, let's play the Matter Bending Mage first. Cascade into a 2-drop. Very nice. That's what I'm looking for. Go ahead and bounce the Fire Dancer. And then am I going to be Armageddoning? If I'm Armageddoning, I want to save my Spectacle Summit. Oh, this can add a white mana. But I really want to play Tenure Concoctor before I Armageddon, don't I? Yeah, let's just save my lands. Let's save my lands. I'm going to Armageddon next turn. I mean, this can add a blue mana. Tackle Artist. This is just the same deck that I built, seriously. They get treasures. They get a treasure. That's OP against Armageddon, seriously. I mean, I'm still going to Armageddon for the joy of it all. But that's OP. That's just overpowered. Getting a treasure token. Okay, so Armageddon's looking great because I'm going to follow it up. I'm going to play Armageddon. Then I'm going to play a land and stock up. Play a land, and then the next turn I can stock up. So yeah, that seemed pretty good, right? Because I have the Hydro Channeler mana, I can play a land and stock up. They can get a 2-drop here and Cascade. But I think I'm liking how this is looking. I think Armageddon's kind of sweet in this game mode. All right, play a land. Let's stock up first, I guess. Nah, let's attack with the Shopkeeper's Bane first and not give them that info. Yeah, kind of annoying to draw the Burst Lightning, but that's okay. All right, and now I'm just going to take 2 lands. I'm almost completely certain. Divergent Equation, get the heck out of here. Get out of my deck. I need to take that out of my deck immediately. Submit 0. Get exiled. Come on. Oh, it makes Matter Bending Mage unblockable. Oh, I should have thought about that. My bad. Oh, I could take another stock up and a Spectacle Summit. That's pretty awesome. Right? That's pretty awesome. I'll do that one. I would have liked an untapped land more, but I don't think that there was one there. If I lose this game, I'm going to be so sad. You can always lose against a Tackle Artist. Mark my words. You can always find a way to lose against Tackle Artist. Yeah, this is the start of how you lose against Tackle Artist. Do I just throw some toughness in front of it? Probably. Probably I do. Well, let's just chump that thing. I mean, it has trample, but I think I'll sacrifice my Matter Bending Mage to gain 2 here, you know? So if I draw an untapped land, darn it, I would have been able to Burst Lightning on my turn. Well, the Cascade doesn't matter anyways. I was going to say I would get to Cascade off of the Burst Lightning, but that doesn't really help. So could play Hydro Channeler. I kind of want to Burst Lightning that guy. I think let's play the Hydro Channeler first. I don't think there's anything to Cascade into here, though. Oh, no, I can't Burst Lightning and also Cascade. And also cast a spell. This is kind of tough. I really do want to play the Hydro Channeler, though, because it has a lot of toughness. Do I just sacrifice the Shopkeeper's Bane, basically? Maybe let's actually stock up. I guess I could also Quick Study and hope to draw a Mountain, something like that. Youch. Painful. So I'm probably blocking with my Hydro Channeler next turn, right? What do I do? If I stock up, how likely am I to just be dead? Probably pretty likely. Okay, I'll attack with the Shopkeeper's Bane. Well, I'll probably hit something with high toughness. They actually, the Goblin Glassrite's really good for them, isn't it? I'll probably hit something with high toughness if I stock up. I think I'm just going to shoot this Goblin Glassrite, actually. Because it makes them a treasure token, and making a treasure token is really good post-Armageddon. So I'm just basically hoping that I'm not straight up dead here to this Tackle Artist. I think it would be hard. They can't pay 5 for anything. There is that Seething Song guy, but I don't think that does it either here. They don't have enough mana to play it and play Seething Song. Seize the spoils. Wow, more treasures. This is just really good for them. I wish my Matter Bending Mage were still something I had access to. 9. They literally hit 9 HP, or 9 power here to force me into attacking. Or force me into blocking. I don't think I can go to 1. They could always have like Burst Lightning or something, so I have to chump with Hydro Channeler. Dig Site Inventory. How are they making Tackle Artist so good and my Tackle Artist sucked? My deck was full of all of these cards. I guess I wasn't playing a lot of the like cheap white interaction. Am I just dead? 3 and 1? Wow. I'm the worst player ever at Cascade Draft. I'm 0-4. Okay, I'm gonna cut Armageddon. That I guess was silly. But they probably would have just destroyed me even without that. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing something so wrong and I don't know what it is. I mean, Armageddon is obviously a meme. I cannot just get no wins here. Come on. Come on. One of these days I'm gonna win, right? Maybe I just don't have enough interaction in my deck because that Tackle Artist just went crazy on me. But them having Seize the Spoils against Armageddon, wow, what a bad beat for me. But at a certain point, it's not about bad beats, right? At a certain point, I'm just not good at this. 0-4 is starting to not be a coincidence. I think I mulligan. I think that the hand is just too slow to be any good. Put back a land. So here I'm going to Cascade into a Studious First Year. Do you have a Studious First Year in your deck? Are they going to Cascade into a Studious First Year when they play their Rampant Growth? The answer is no. They will Cascade into, where was it? Masterful Flourish. So when they play Rampant Growth, they're going to get a Masterful Flourish back. Maybe Red Burn is what's really good in this format. All right, you can have your Masterful Flourish. There it is. That's the last 1-drop in their deck. And now they're just executing my game plan against me. So I'll play a Green Source, play a Hydro Channeler, go and get my Studious First Year. Then next turn I'm going to Matter Bending Mage, I think, right? Otherwise I'll have 4 mana, for instance, in sorceries. I guess I could play Hydro Channeler and Rampant Growth, but then I don't get a Cascade off of that. Wow, Cascading into Black. But they don't seem to have creature type synergies, really. And nothing to raise dead either. So I guess that's not too scary. So I could go Rampant Growth, Hydro Channeler with 0 Cascading. Those cards are never going to Cascade for me, so that's probably not a major downside. The other thing I could do, though, is bounce the Blech or the Cheerful Osteomancer. I guess bouncing Blech seems kind of annoying to them, right? And I get to Cascade off of that. That seems pretty good. Oh, Cascading into Saner. I think that's kind of nice. All right, I'll bounce a Blech. And yeah, go ahead. So now I'm trying to get into the mode where I get to play like Quick Study and Embrace the Paradox on their turn. What that requires is me to have a whole lot of mana and to start getting to play cards during my turn. Cascading to Shared Roots is so sweet. I want to do that one of these days. So like if I can play a 3-drop on my turn and then play a Quick Study on their turn, that's what I'm going to feel like I'm doing well. The problem is a 2-drop does not do it here. Because there's nothing left for me to Cascade to at 2 mana. Snap Block with Matter Bending Mage. They must have something up their sleeve. They could have a Masterful Flourish in their hand. We didn't see what was in their hand at the beginning. Oh, they were holding a Royal Treatment from the start. I guess that's vaguely annoying. I don't think I care that much about that. Okay, so then I can play Shopkeeper's Bane. But I cannot also play Quick Study on their turn. That's really where I want to get with all this. I could go rampant growth, make a treasure, quick study on their turn. That sounds better. But I don't get 2 surveils off of that, or cascades off of that, I mean. So maybe what I would rather do is rampant growth, then play a tap land. Why is this the hardest game mode ever? I really want more lands in them. Why is this so hard? Oh my, I forgot to take out divergent equation. Oh man. Well, you know what? Whatever. It actually has no effect, right? It makes my matter bending mage unblockable. I'll get my mountain. Hold on. Did I cut plains? Oh. Rampant growth is worse if plains is exiled during... No. Everything's back by the time it finishes the cascade. I kept the practice offense, but I forgot to keep a plains in there. That's a mistake. That is a straight up mistake. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get an island. I'm going to make a treasure. I'm thinking so hard every single turn. Play this tapped. Next, no attacks and end. Okay. All right. Our plan is online. Now we're going to quick study, cascade into the best 2-drop you've ever seen in your life. Oh, man. Oh, man. Tenured Concoctor cascading into best mascot. Okay. Okay. Okay, maybe I just should be putting every Graphlon in my deck. I guess this game mode is all about stats. I'm not going to quit until I have won a game. I am going to win a game of Cascade Draft if it kills me. I am going to win a game. Mark my words. Let's go, Airbud 420. Let's go. Bring it on. Listen. This is the hardest game mode of draft I've ever played in my life. I went 6-2 in the limited championship qualifier draft 1. The limited championship qualifier technically. The draft that qualifies you for the draft that qualifies you for the arena limited champs that qualifies you for the limited champs. And I went 6-2 twice. I went 5-2 in Washington, D.C. One more win in any of those events, and I would have gotten to draft for the invite to either the arena limited champs or the actual limited champs. I have $2,000 of booster boxes that I've won right back there. And I cannot get a win at Cascade Draft against bots. I can't get one win. I'm 0-4 here and down on the board, and my opponent is roping me because they can tell I'm on the verge of tears and they just want me to concede already. But I am not going to concede because I am holding a quick study and I'm going to cascade on your turn if it kills me. So bring it on. If you disconnected because you're so sure that you're winning, then shame on you. Shame on you. Okay, Airbud 420. They're a sporting person. They wouldn't do that to me. I'm going to quick study and cascade. I'm going to cascade into a Hydro Channeler. I have no blocks. I will take 8 damage. Okay. All right. Calm. Calm. Calm, cool, and collected. All right. I'm going to play a Shopkeeper's Bane. Cascade. I'm going to cascade into a Shared Roots. I'm going to get a Mountain. I have a 4-2. I'm going to pass to your turn. And little do you know, I have a Stress Streams ready for whatever you attack me with. I will not allow you to gain life and have your Blech buff your whole team. Masterful Flourish. What are you going to target, though? That's the question. What are you going to target? Tenured Concoctor. Smart play, my friend. That's a smart play. Okay, so I may be chumping the Tenured Concoctor here. Whatever I Stress Streams, they do get to raise dead on. All right, they played out their hand. Now we have all the value. Is our instance plan going to work? Actually, should I save the Stress Stream for the flyer? That thing might just kill me, actually. I don't think so. I don't think I have that kind of luxury. I think everything else might just kill me. Okay, so probably what's gonna happen here is I stress stream the Blech, chump block the Tenured Concoctor, put the Shopkeeper's Bane in front of the Osteomancer. Oh, they're not attacking? Actually, if they don't attack, I'm gonna embrace the Paradox instead of stress stream so that I can save my stress stream for the Flyer. I think that's the best move. All right, the instance plan is online. They sniffed out that we had an instant. They decided not to attack. I get to Proctor's Gaze, bouncing Pest Mascot? I don't want to bounce any of your stuff, honestly. That's the thing, is it does give them an extra cast trigger. Okay, actually, I think I bounce the Royal Roll token because it doesn't let them recast anything. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. I'll bounce your Royal Roll token. I could have bounced one of my own cards, but I think my board presence is kind of non-negotiable here. Then I get to draw 3. Then I get to put a land in. Then I do get to tap. I am not that far away from decking myself. I do need to be cautious about that, right? Then I'm going to play a Tenured Concoctor. Yeah, I need to take that stupid Divergent Equation out of my deck. That was such a bad mistake. All right. Now I'll probably play the Concoctor first before anything else. Cascade. Yeah, Surveil is really bad in this format. Now I can be the one who's attacking, holding up a Stress Streams against their Strixhaven Skycoach. I know that they don't have a trick against it, right? Yeah, I'll stock up. I don't have that many cards left, but I definitely think I'm supposed to stock up. Then I'm going to Stress Streams on their turn. And basically, I'm just trying to get as many creatures out as possible now. Definitely have to Stress Streams the Flyer, I think. How many pests do they have? Maybe that Blech is not even that scary to me. I think the Strixhaven Skycoach is what I'm most afraid of. Oh, hey, okay, that's actually a good answer. And yeah, Practiced Offense seems pretty good. Let's take those two. All right, and then I will play a land for the turn. I can Stress Dream, and then I have 3 mana left over, so I might as well... actually, there's no reason to activate the Saner here. I think I just play a Hydro Channeler, holding up Stress Dream. Is there a reason to activate Saner? I don't think so. I don't think so. I may want to kill their Tenured Concoctor so that I can start attacking with my Tenured Concoctor, but actually probably... bar them activating their Strixhaven Skycoach, I will attack with my I want to clear the way to attack with the Tenured Concoctor, so I probably have to kill the Cheerful Osteomancer, right? Because otherwise they just bring back their Concoctor. I don't know, it's complicated. We'll see. Hopefully with 2 Concoctors I can get some stuff kind of moving here. I guess Stress Streams decks me faster as well. I hope they don't find Exhibition Tidecaller. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, flying is probably really good in Cascade Draft. It's really good in Secrets of Strixhaven. So an advantage of shooting the Skycoach as well is, oh man, Cauldron of Essence. That's so good. That's so good. Wait, they had another Masterful Flourish? No, that was in their graveyard. Yeah, that's just so good. How are they so soundly beating me when they're also cascading way less? That's what I don't understand. Wow, this also triggers all of their gain life stuff? Oh man, that's brutal. Okay. Resolve. And then you're gonna sacrifice something so you get to buff your whole team. I don't love that. Shooting the Osteomancer no longer really does anything either. Because you get to just bring it back with the Cauldron. I need to get really aggro really fast. I don't know, maybe Hydro Channelers are just a bad idea. Maybe you just need pure stats. Like actually pure stats in this game mode. Yeah, I'm really in trouble. Like, they can start putting together loops with Cheerful Osteomancer, Cauldron of Essence. Whoa. Okay, this is probably the kind of thing that I needed to happen. So this is activate only as a sorcery. So I think I want to do something like, let's start by stress dreaming. Okay, so let's move to blocks, right? Block. Okay, this is actually, I think this is a pretty big mistake by the opponent. Because I can go something like double block here, block Thorn Fist Striker, right? They don't have any way of gaining HP here, do they? Probably just chump this one. Is this how I want to block? I think Thorn Fist Striker is more dangerous than the other stuff. Killing Cheerful Osteomancer seems really good for me. Killing Blech is definitely really good for me. Do I want to take this moment to kill the Pest Mascot is the question. Killing Cheerful Osteomancer means I probably have to sack something to bring it back. And then I definitely want to Stress Dreams the Sky Coach. So I could have Cascaded first to get another blocker. I'm not even sure that I have any 2-drops left. Hold on, what can they activate? Why do they have priority? This activate only as a sorcery, so I'm not really sure what was going on there. But yeah, let's kill the Sky Coach. Cascade. So I could have tried to Cascade into a blocker, but I think my only blockers left are, I don't even know what. I'm actually going to decline to cast Stock Up, as funny as that sounds. I don't want to deck myself here. I'm about to pull 2 more off the top of my deck. Yeah, I think this attack with all was a mistake, unless I'm missing something. Maybe I'm like almost just straight up dead here to something. Maybe there's some Cauldron of Essence. They can't loop in this situation. I could believe that I'm close to dead though. Okay, I'll take another Tenured Concoctor. That seems good. Oh, that does buff a bunch of their cards. I did not think about that. I did not think about that, but I think my blocks are still good. I did not think about the Cauldron of Essence being a passive ability. That's a very tricky thing. Nope, that was a mistake by me. Yep, I blundered. You know what? This is how you lose drafts. Oh, and this has trample. I'm actually dead on board. No way, you're kidding. The trample and the double life gain, the life gain plus Blech actually just straight up kills me. Okay, there I can understand how I lost. I actually misplayed. The moment that we go to damage, I'm dead. Forgot that Cauldron of Essence has a passive ability. So if I killed Blech, I guess I probably would have survived, right? Or the 3/3. Okay, well, I guess my opponent did a good job by attacking there because they created such a complicated situation that they gave me the opportunity to screw up. Definitely cut this. Probably cut Practiced Offense. Seems like it's not doing a lot for me here. Yeah, so basically, because they had the guy that when you gain life gives +1/+0 and the Blech, that buffed it up to being a lethal attack after I killed their creature pre-combat. If I just passed to damage, I would have won. Also, if I'd read the Cauldron of Essence again and remembered what that passive ability does, I could have targeted, right, Blech or the 3/3. So just doing nothing would have worked, and then also, you know, just not doing the stupid thing would have worked. Yeah, so I'm 0-5 now, I believe. This is also a very sketchy keep. I guess I should have played the island first in case I draw a mountain, so I'll be very punished if that happens. Already 2 cards behind. Okay, Fractal Anomaly. So you get a 1/1? Okay, all right, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. A 1/3 and a 1/1 for 2 mana. All right, at least I didn't get punished for my stupidity. Oh man, I totally punted that last game. That was painful. My opponent does not have a 3rd land. Okay. I'm going to play the creature. If they have Essence Scatter, it's okay, because, yeah, I'm going to Cascade into a creature here, almost certainly. Could have Cascaded into, like, Burst Lightning or something, but... Okay. Are they mono blue? Deluge Virtuoso with Cascade. Yeah, that's a good speed bump. Hitting in a Braid. Nice. Honestly, playing like 50 cards might be the move here because like I'm chewing through my deck so quickly. I wonder if I should be playing like 50. I actually maybe you're just supposed to play like the statsiest mid-range deck that you can get your hands on. Horrible to draw this guy. Absolutely terrible. I'll play this first for the Cascade. So bad to just draw that card straight up. Okay, play a Hydro Channeler. I'll get the 2 cards that have like an effect on the board. Play a land and play a Studious first here. And now we are in the neighborhood where we do get to start double cascading Matter Bending Mage plus Quick Study. Can I not go 0-6, please? When's the last time I've lost 6 draft games in a row? It's been a while. I do not think that you should play Procrastinate in this game mode, but I am kind of questioning, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe playing a bunch of do nothing 1-mana effects is actually good, because I'm like so losing track of anything at this point. Maybe it's actually good because it gives you something to cascade into in those circumstances. Whereas a sucker like me, I'm just sitting around like cascading into nothing a lot of the time. Okay, I'm going to Burst Lightning or Deluge Virtuoso. This looked like a good sequence, right? This is the kind of thing that my opponents have been doing to me that seems strong. I'm gonna bounce, probably just get the value here rather than giving you another Hydro Channeler Cascade. Then I'm going to attack you for 2. And I'm gonna hold up a Quick Study to Cascade during your turn. So now we're getting our instance plan online. Pass. All right, Cascade. Cascade into another Hydro Channeler. Yeah, I really wish these were like 2/2s. I think you want creatures at every stage along the curve that give you some kind of stats. That's my new theory about this game mode. So I'm going to play Strixhaven Sky Coach to get a Cascade here. Oh, Shared Roots is kind of a good one, I think. But I would rather have like a 2/2. I'd rather have like a Biomancer here is what I'm realizing. I'll take that action. I'll go ahead and I'll get a Forest. So at least now I'm like, all the cards are gone from my deck. I mean, all the lands. I'm not even sure that that's such a good thing though, because I'm decking myself so quickly. Like now I embrace the paradox. And then what? I don't really have an attack either. I guess I do. I can attack with Matter Bending Mage and a Hydro Channeler. So I can get 1 damage in. That's fine. Putting them to 17 has got to be worth it, right? Then end of their turn, I'll embrace the paradox, and hey, maybe we'll hit a Graphalon with that. All right, they do seem to be mana screwed. That's the issue with when you're playing like 50 cards. You have to get your mana right, but I do think they actually might be onto the right move here. Okay, I will bounce, probably just bounce Hydro Channeler. And I will go ahead and fetch a land off of this. That's been a pretty good card to cascade into. Dang, I'm so sad that I messed up the last game, because I think them attacking with everything was a bad mistake. But I couldn't really establish that because I punted completely by also making a bad mistake. So I guess I will do this in for however much I can possibly afford to go in for. Bonk, 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 bonk. Then maybe, don't really want to play Saner. I think Saner actually kind of sucks in this game mode. But I guess I will stock up. I think that's worth doing. I don't know if I have any 2-drops left, but if I can get like 2 Tenured Concoctors or something, yeah, I think that's really good. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Try to cascade into some Graphalons. Let's put the Graphalon on top so that it can cascade into Shopkeeper's Bane. That's a cool thing about stock up, by the way. When you get to this point in the game, you actually can just start arranging your draws. Then I think I do play Saner because I have enough left over to Stress Stream. No, I don't, because I need a blue. Probably should have kept a Tenured Concoctor on tap for that. So in that case, or Hydro Channeler, I mean. Okay, I guess I Rampant Growth just to try to not draw lands, even though that screws up my sequencing. So maybe I did that in the wrong order. Should have stock upped after Rampant Growth. Oh, makes sense, but I didn't know what I would get off stock up. So probably don't need any more, definitely don't need Surveilling, and don't really need any more fixing. All right, if they play a creature here, I do get to Stress Streams it, hopefully cascading into a Graphalon, but also could cascade into the 4/2, whatever it's called. Not a Truffle Snout. I actually won a game. 1 win, 5 losses in Cascade Draft. All right, folks. I think I'm gonna call it there. I don't think I can get this mystery cosmetic. You know what? Some things you're good at, some things you aren't, and I am not good at Cascade Draft. And I accept that about myself. I think this deck is a whole lot better. Like, I punted game 1, right? I think we were actually in a winning position and I punted it by just not correctly reading or remembering what the Cauldron does. I always think it's drain connected to the ability, but it's a passive drain effect, which is very important. So that was just a legitimate, like, full-on misplay in a very complicated board state. So I can't really blame that on the deck. I think this deck was a lot better. The idea, I think ramp is good in this format. I think you want stats or things that affect the board all the way along the curve. I think going aggro was a mistake. Just trying to keep a really low curve. I just ended up getting totally outpaced by the time my opponent had like 4 or 5 mana and could like play a big spell. All of my stuff just suddenly felt really small ball, especially because only the first spell you cast every turn has Cascade, which I kind of wasn't paying attention to in my first few games. And that really matters because it means 2/2 drops are actually probably just worse than a 4 drop. It's actually kind of an interesting way of handling this thing I said about Cascade, that like bigger spells are marginally worse, you know, for whatever they cascade into, it's like a marginally worse bargain. So that's kind of a nice little mechanic that they tried out here. They do try out fun mechanics in Midweek Magic, I think, like nice design sometimes. Okay, and then the other thing that was really good was like this instance idea, like filling your deck with instance. The fact that I was getting to double Cascade seemed really important. And let's just never mind the fact that my only win was against someone who got mana screwed. So until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.